Hi, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. You can't talk business without talking real estate. The Lord will bless your barns, and He will bless your hands and everything you put them to do. The Lord will bless the property in which He's given you. Tune in to Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network.
Pretty people, how are you guys today? This is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate with T. Foxy Wyckoff, the one and only. Listen, you're on the Boss Up Houston Network. We're going to have a good time today. We're not going to be before you long on today, simply because we're going to talk about business credit. And you know, business credit goes, in my opinion, goes hand in hand with your personal. I personally believe that you must get your personal credit straight first, and then also work on your business, okay? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I hope that your holiday has been amazing. I am still tired from my holiday because I was moving and I am still unpacking. So bear with me. I don't feel my best, but I'm well. I thank God that I am here before you on today. Once again, I want to let you know that we're going to be talking about your business credit on today, which also aligns again with your personal credit. This is T. Foxy Wyckoff on the Boss Up Houston Network. We're so glad that you were able to tune in with us on today. It's such a blessing to have you beautiful people tuning in for this content. We bring this content to you because it's needed, especially with small business owners, if you will, okay? So we want to make sure that we're feeding you what you need so that you can have a profitable and long business. Once again, I'm always pushing business because it should create generational wealth. That means that when you're gone, the business is still going and your people are able to profit from the business as well, okay? So those of you who are looking to start a business, we talked about that before, how to start a business, and who have a passion for doing certain things, that is a business. But you need to make sure you legitimize that business, okay? I'll be talking a little bit more about that as well, because I don't think that I can really talk about business credit without talking about the personal and also talking about the setup of your business. So some of these things, sometimes when I come and talk about them, because they correlate and they coincide, so there's going to be a little bit of overlap, but that's okay because you need the content, okay? I thank you so much. We will be right back after this commercial. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, it's your girl Matchmaker Amber Neal.
And your girl Shamir making testing, baby.
I love, I'll never get tired of you saying that.
I know, right?
Guys, we are so excited. We're here to tell you about our next high publicity event of the year.
Yes, it is the Total Package Awards Black Tie Gala. And we want to see you December the 12th in the building at 7 p.m. at the Grand Tuscany Hotel.
In the Grand Ballroom. Okay. It is so nice. I'm so excited.
I am so excited.
And we are honoring Houston's top 20 power couples,
top 10 business women, and top 10 business men.
And let's not forget, if you're single and you're ready to mingle, we're also honoring Houston's top 10 most eligible bachelors and bachelorettes. For more information, go to eventbrite.com. Find out how you can get plugged in as a sponsor or a vendor.
Yes, you can go to any social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And then you can also reach out to us at www.bossuphoustonnetwork.com.
Events and Adventures knows how to make the most of being single. Get social, in person, try new things, and just have fun. Join Events and Adventures. We've been doing the single life right for over 30 years. 30 great events every month. Just visit eventsandadventures.com. Hey singles, do you feel it? The feeling like it's time to start having fun again? If you do, then you're ready to celebrate with Events and Adventures. There's never been a better time to join than right now. Meet new people with a packed calendar of fun events, exciting adventures, and future memories. It's time to live life to the fullest, to high five, skydive, and feel alive again. That feeling is here at Events and Adventures. If you're single and ready to celebrate, visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com. Are you single? Maybe you're divorced or new in town. It's time to meet your match with Events and Adventures. Whether you're low-key or adventurous, come hang out with tons of like-minded people at exciting group activities. The best part? Everyone is single. From happy hours and trivia nights to outdoor adventures and weekend getaways, Events and Adventures has something for everyone. We're all here for the same reason. So come be part of a community made for singles. Your match is waiting for you to make your move. Visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com.
Thank you so much for tuning back in. And once again, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff on the Boss Up Houston Network. Let's talk business and real estate. Today, we're coming to you for the business aspect. Remember, before the break, I told you that you cannot, in my opinion now, do business without having your personal. And also, those of you who are doing business, things that you're passionate about. Once again, remember in the old show that may be walking a dog or cleaning house or even transporting personally, that's a business. So we want to make sure that you legitimize that and you know what needs to be done. Okay, now, personal, let's make sure we got our personal intact. You're going to pull your free annual credit report, okay? I believe now, because of all the scams going on, I think you can get one once a month. You want to pull that. You want to make sure that everything is correct. If it's not correct, you need to contact the bureaus or contact me as it pertains to those. Remember, your name has to be correct. They no longer put the Social Security on there. They just put your year date now, right? So you want to make sure your year date is right. You want to make sure those addresses are correct. You want to make sure those accounts are correct. You want to make sure that the creditors are reporting properly, meaning, and I'm going to call this creditor out, cons. Con is notorious if you have a cons account for reporting if you've ever been late, reporting multiple lates in a 30-day period, okay? So you want to make sure that if you've ever had a late, it's only one or however many. You want to make sure that you are paying attention to those collection accounts. Remember, do not validate the debt. They call you, you got the wrong number, cease and desist, right? Because if they call and they say, hey, T, and you say, yeah, I know this sounds funny, but you just validated the debt. Really, okay? Also, you want to make sure that you're not paying any collections unless you get a delete letter ahead of time. You can settle the amount, right? And then make sure you get a delete letter or call me, all right? Also, when you're doing your personal, you've got to remember when those letters go out as it pertains to a dispute, right? You want to be putting credit on as well. So that means 3 small secure accounts, okay? When you get those accounts, you want to make sure, for the purposes of this conversation and our prior conversations, you want to make sure that you are using a little bit under 50%, right? So that way when the interest rate hits, it may take it up to 50, right? So you don't want to be at a 50, because if you go to a 50, and you let it stay at a 50 before you pay the bill or before the bureau actually updates that account, it's going to bring your credit score down. Okay, so we got a twofold here. Get the new secure accounts, which are 3 of those, but keep it a little bit under 50. Okay, when you get those new cards, remember you've got to charge for you've got to pay for 3 months. So if I were you, I would get mine and I would make a charge. Let's just say, I don't know, on a $200, make a $80 charge. Pay that $80 off in 3 months, because more than likely the minimum is going to be about $25, right? So you want to keep in mind that, so that way you can pay that off, right? Once you do that, you're going to see your credit score increase presumptively almost in excess of 90 points. Now, that's not a bona fide formula, because I don't know precisely what you have going on, like if you got slow pays. But those of you who don't have credit, it's going to jump up like that. And those who have had credit issues in the past, it's going to, once those deletes come off, it's going to score different, So once I see your credit, I can kind of tell you how it's going to score. So keep in mind of that. Now, let's go to the business, right? So, business. You have been doing business, right? But you're not legitimized, okay? So, I've got to recap this. We've already talked about this, but I got to recap this. Anybody who's doing business is in business, right? So you want to make sure that you have your DBA. You want to make sure that you get your EIN. You want to make sure that you go and get your business bank account. Keep everything separate from your personal, okay? You want to make sure that if you're doing, it just depends on what type business you're doing that calls you to be bonded or to have errands and omission. You want to make sure you have your errands and omission. If you have employees and if you're not big enough, you can deem them as 1099 and pay them a 1099 at the end of the year and let them be responsible for their own taxes, okay? The money that you paid them, okay? Now, those of you who who already have a DBA and want to step up to an incorporation or an LLC, you can do that as well, okay? It's just contacting the Secretary of State and see if your name is available. They'll let you know if your name is available, and you figure out if you want to be incorporated LLC. Most partnerships are LLC, okay? You'll see a lot of law firms that are LLC because they have partners. And then even in corporations, you may have a partner, but you go incorporated. Now, on your incorporated businesses, you have S Corp and C Corp. C Corp is really the best way to go when you're starting out incorporated, and then you move into your S Corp because it costs more money to do your S Corp right away. You want to make sure that on these LLCs and these incorporations that you have what we call the board members. You want to have your secretaries. You want to do those meetings, monthly meetings. Whether, because we're in COVID, you may be doing them via Zoom or over the phone or however you conduct them, okay? You want to make sure you have your treasurer and those board members, okay? You could have 2 or 3 board members. It doesn't matter, just so long as you have an accountability counterpart for that business, okay? Very simple, guys. You need help, once again, just give me a call. So now that we've talked about your personal, which begets your business, which begets your business credit. Now let's go into the business credit. We talked about the business credit before, but I'm going to go in depth on the business credit. When you're doing business credit, you have to call DMB and get and apply for your DUNS number. Once you apply for your DUNS number, you get your DUNS number. Now, I don't like what the representative told me last year, because prior to this representative, and I will not call his name, giving me the information, you could just get the accounts and have them put on, right? But now he was talking about, that's not how we do now. I've been here for 3 years, and things have kind of changed since the last time you did it. So my client, we had to do a subscription. So I want you guys to do your own research on that if you're doing it yourself. If you have me to do it, that means that you're paying me to do so. So what I am going to do with the new business that I'm doing, I'm just going to go and get the accounts, right? And I'm going to let them know, whoever they are, and we'll go through some of those. We're going to do a net 30 and let them know that we have a DUNS number, so that way they can attach the DUNS number to it. So that way when we go back to DUNS and say, hey, we have these 6 accounts, they'll just put them on there, okay? Because I know that there's a way to bypass paying this money when you're already paying money, for your accounts. Now, once you get your DUNS, you're going to get your accounts. I personally, guys, to be honest with you, I did not know about Experian, but Experian has a side, a business side as well. So when you get your DUNS, you also want to look at your Experian, okay? You want to set up your Experian account, business credit as well, okay? Some of the things I like that I have done for a long time, I love Quell. Quell is easy to work with. I think that they have changed some of their guidelines in the sense of you have to have a certain amount before they'll let you do a net 30, or you have to have ordered from them maybe once or twice before they do the net 30. Back in the day, I could just get the net 30 right away, right? And it was no problem. Okay, you have, I'm going to tell you this, I love Chevron, okay? Chevron may have changed a little bit as well, but you can let Chevron know when you contact the business side, hey, you have a fleet of cars or a fleet of trucks or whatever, and they will set your limit based upon the income that you give them. Now, years ago, I had a $5,000 limit. I only had 2 vehicles running real estate, so that goes on a net 30, and that reports to the Bureau as well, okay? Now we have Chevron, their Marathon, different gas cards that you can apply for. Of course, you have Staples, you have Office Max, and you have Office Depot. Okay, so you could actually, those are on net 30s as well. So what you have to do is you have to just contact the their business customer service, and they'll let you know what the criterias are. Make sure that when you call these people, you're giving the same information as pertains to the monies that you make, so that way you're making sure that you maximize on your credit limits, okay? I just went back to, honestly speaking, guys, and this is kind of on the personal side, I just went back to Home Depot and asked Home Depot to increase my limit, even though I wasn't charging, but I was getting ready. I'm getting ready to do some more business, right? When I initially got it, I just charged something on it. Of course, you pay it off you pay it off within a 6 months or a 12-month period, because the limit is so high. So my debt to income ratio is very low. I think my utilization right now on the personal side is only 23% out of 100, right? So I asked for that increase. I'm going to say this to you guys: when you are applying for these credits, whether it be on your business or your personal, always get the max, because when I went back in to increase it, they pulled the credit again. So my credit has been pulled about 7 times. Let's see, 3, 4, 5 times, I'm sorry. Although it's close together, it's still going to come down. It's still going to come down maybe about 10 points. But the upside of that is, because I have those other accounts that I've gotten, it's just going to go up, right? So you want to make sure that you are getting the highest increases, okay? Because you're doing this business to report it to DUNS and Experian, so that way you can make more money. But you also want to make sure that your utilization is low, so that way when you're going for these big accounts, they can see that, okay, they pay on time, they keep it low, and we can further extend them a $50, $100, $200,000 limit. Okay, so you want to be mindful of that. Okay, I just told you about Staples, Office Max, and Office Depot, and then you have Uline. I've never used Uline, but it's a supply company. And that may be good too. It doesn't matter that you haven't used it, but you can look through Uline's catalog and you can find some things that you need in your home, and go ahead on and purchase that, and then get a net 30, so that way your business credit is also reporting as well. Now, let's see. I wanted to focus on your utilization, okay? That was a word that I just brought up, and I brazed through it, but now I'm going to go back. I was reading over the weekend. Actually, I've been reading for about a week because I'm looking at different things as it pertains to your utilization. I'm sorry. Getting a little bit of tongue tied. Excuse me. As I told you guys before, I'm not feeling all that well, but it's all good. One moment. Ooh, that's good. Now, getting back to utilization. Okay, you want to, in your business and your personal, you want to have a low utilization percentage, because creditors are actually looking at that. Let me tell you, because I'm constantly doing things and reading things, and we're going to be testing out more things as well, so that when I come to you, I have the correct information for myself. That's just how I do, right? So with the Home Depot, the young lady asked me about my utilization, and she says she didn't. I'm sorry, she didn't ask me. She actually mentioned the utilization on the previous card that I had. She said, "Okay, well, it's low, so you're gonna increase. Well, why do you need to increase?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to be doing more business." And she said, "Okay." She said to me, well, what type of business will you be doing? I said, well, what we're going to be doing is, on the nonprofit side, we're going to be doing a little bit of remodeling on the nonprofit side. And I said, I'll be doing more transporting. So I'll need to be able to use this as it pertains to, the trucking side of your business, of Home Depot. And she said, oh, okay. So I went through 2 representatives, but the last representative is the one who asked me those questions, because the first representative didn't have the tools to be able to increase it. So that's when they sent me to the second young lady who actually increased the limit. Okay, so the utilization is very important, because it lets creditors know what you're looking at. Okay. What they're looking at, and it also does a risk assessment for them as well. So you want to, once again, in your business and in your personal, you want to make sure your utilization percentage is low. Okay. In furtherance, you're going to use your credit today, right? And your credit limit is 1,000, right? When you use your credit card or your line of credit or whatever, and you use half of it, which is 50, you're at a 50% utilization on that card. So what you want to do is you say, okay, I'm gonna go and buy some supplies, okay? And it came up to be 50% of the total, which you spent $500, right? You really shouldn't get there, but we're going to use this example because it's easy, because it's half. So remember, the limit is 1,000 and you use 500. On that card, you're at a 50% utilization. However, that's okay for a little bit. what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, you know what? I'm at a 50% utilization on this card. What I'm going to do is I charge 500, so I'm going to go and pay 125 or 150, which now your utilization is much lower. You want to make sure that you keep an eye on these things. I know that some of us, we're small business, and it's hard because I keep an eye on my personal and I have to keep an eye on my business. I have more personal than I do business, honestly speaking, right? But it's a job because you have to keep an eye on these things, right? So I actually keep a log. Every account has its own log, right? So I know what I'm doing. I also read something as it pertains to the utilization that will help you, which is another tool, which is what I just said. Before it's going to report to the Bureau, when you use it, you go ahead and charge that little bit of money, right? You go ahead on and charge that money. You go ahead on and make a payment, right? I don't know, within a 5-day period, I'll say, right? So you're at you pay $125. So now you owe what, $375, right? So then to trick, and it's gonna be the same thing for Experian and D&B, to trick the system, go and pay another little payment, right? You've already paid $125. So go pay another $25 or $50. Okay? It actually tricks the system. I don't know, guys, how it does that, but it does. I was looking at one of the scoreboards on one of the cards, 28 points. That's because I paid on, I think it's my Opportune. I paid on that and I made 2 payments in a month's period, or before it reported. So it went up by 28 points. So there's a lot of tricks to this. I don't know all the tricks, but when I do find them out, I will let you know, because I did try that, but I didn't want to tell you guys about that until now. I'm pretty sure it's going to do the same thing with your DUNS. But however, your pay at score, it was 80 back in the day, now it's 100. So you want to make sure you're keeping your DUNS close to the 100. You want to stay in that excellent range, okay? Now, when you're doing these accounts, right? I just told you about the accounts. Some of the accounts. I didn't go into a lot of detail about the accounts, because what's going to happen is when you Google these things, it's just going to come up, or YouTube it's just going to come up, right? But I want you to test your own. When you're doing these accounts with Office, Staples, Chevron, whoever, what's the name? Oh God. Wells Fargo has one as well, and they start you out at 500. But I'll come back to that. Now, you want to make sure that you are. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. One moment. Okay, when you're doing these accounts, you want to make sure that you're asking for net 30, okay? You've got to make sure that you get a net 30, okay? Now, that's very important, because what the net 30 does is it allows you to get the product or to get the service and pay for it within the next 30 days. When that 30 days comes up, you need to pay it on or before, okay? So that way you're building a relationship with them and they know that you're going to pay. However, if you do not pay before, your relationship with them is going to decline. And we're in a climate now, because we're in COVID, till creditors are dropping credit limits, if you will, okay? Because they have financial analysts, and I have a friend that's a financial analyst, and they have financial analysts that are telling them, hey, the market is going to do this, the market is going to do that, and they don't want to lose money, okay? So they have rules that they go by. They have to go by the federal rules, and they also have internal rules as well that they have to go by. You know, when you open an account, you get all these type disclosures and all of this. It's all in there, right? But one monkey don't stop no show. You know, I have a law background. I work in that gray area, so I know how to work what needs to be worked for the benefit of me, okay, and the betterment of my people, right? So with having said that, I brought up Wells Fargo. That's what I want to talk about as well. When you have established your business, you get your EIN, go to Wells Fargo, open up a business account. I would suggest doing the what we call the secure with them. Just do the minimum of $500. That way you charge it and you pay it a little bit, right? And then you can go to Wells Fargo, meaning that they are a major bank and you can get high credit limits, okay? Now, I think it's going to take about 6 months. Sometimes it takes a year, but that's what we're working on now as well, okay? So with having said that, I've given you the fruits. We reiterated the personal. We reiterated the business, and I've talked more in depth about the accounts and how they work. And I gave you some other tricks on the personal as well. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're minimizing your credit. Your credit should be working for you. Your credit should not be working you out, but it should be working for you. Working you out means you got all these high interest rate. No, just work your credit. Work your credit and let it work for you, but you got to work it right. That's on the personal and that's on the business as well, okay? We want to make sure that we stay competitive. You know, as a small business, we want to stay competitive. But how you stay competitive? You stay competitive on the main screen by taking care of your business. You have to take care of your business, okay? Some things may have to go in order for you to do what needs to be done in business and be successful. I want you guys to hear me on that. Sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do for the betterment of ourselves and our business and our family. Remember, small business should be to create generational wealth and or to make you comfortable in your older age. That way you can go and do some charity work, mission work. You can help somebody because you've done it. So that's my goal. Our motto is faith, hope, and determination. So, and it's where the Lexus company's T. Foxy Wyckoff is where it comes alive, right? So we actually have those principles that we stand by. So I myself, in doing this, want to make sure I give you what I know to give you. I want to bring guests, which I have, that know actually what they're doing, because if anybody knows me, they know I don't fool with no mess. And they're gonna be some of the best in the industry, in my opinion, and that I work with for, a long time. So we want to make sure that you're getting what you need on this business side. I think that this network has done a very good job as to bringing people in like me to help you guys, okay? Because we can't do this alone, okay? I can't do it without you. I need some business, you know what I'm saying? So that I can make some money, so that I can help you to make some money, so that I can put you on the right path, okay? Now, another thing that I want to say about your business, I taught you about your name and your EIN and the business credit, you and your errors and omissions insurance. You've got to make sure, people, I guess I'm just very fortunate, but even if I wasn't very fortunate, I would always have an attorney. You've got to have an attorney. You've got to interview these attorneys and see who you're going to pay a retainer to. They're going to request a retainer, but you can negotiate that retainer, okay? I have plenty of attorneys. If anybody's needing attorneys for their business, just let me know. I am doing entertainment. I have which consists of a lot of products. I have a patent attorney. I have a criminal defense attorney. I have just a general attorney. I have a real estate attorney. But yes, I have a background, a law background. But what does that have to do with anything? You have to get an attorney so that way if something happens, you can always call your attorney and say, hey, attorney so-and-so, this or that happened. And they'll say, okay, let me look into it. Let me make a call. But you got to put the money aside every month because you got to pay a retainer. So I want to reiterate that very bad, okay? It's imperative to have an attorney. I'm going to give you guys a story. And I won't go into a lot of detail because I don't want to offend the party, well, one party involved. I don't care about the other party. You know, I could actually go and slap them upside the head. I know that's not nice, but, you know, because what they did was very wrong, right? So, business on the Westheimer, nice business. Celebrities coming in. This person came into the business and she saw that what kind of clientele it was. And so she knew that the owner didn't have her ducks in a row. And so she befriended the owner to try to come in and do a partnership, and then came in and took the business. So the business owner said, okay, well, I'll shut this down and I'll go over here to the Galleria. Guess what? The person came over to the Galleria as well. But you know why this person was able to do what she was able to do? Because the business owner did not have an attorney. And I didn't know. I had been frequenting and I was asking questions, but I wasn't probing too much. I just thought, okay, you know, you kind of big, you know, you got a degree, so why don't you know you need an attorney? Most people don't know that they need an attorney. Come on, people, you need an attorney. We can talk business all day, but you need an attorney. This woman was able to get this business from this other business owner because this woman had more money than the business owner did. And when I tell you, I just wanted to just, oh my God, you don't, okay, well, we'll leave it like that. Yeah, I wanted to do something because it was too late for me to even intervene with the attorney because the woman had came in and swooped up the business. So it's very important that you have an attorney, okay? We can talk business all day, but you need to be, those of you who really want to, who's serious about business and who want to make money, you got to make sure that you have everything you need in the business. Now, I have enjoyed so much being with you all. It has been a pleasure. What we talked about on today was I recapped your personal, I recapped your business, and we went into the accounts for your business, okay? Also, not just that, making sure you had your name, and we talked about the attorney, okay? We want to make sure here that you have what you need. Once again, my company is Lexus Companies. We can do business all over the United States and sometimes internationally. It depends on what it is. Real estate consultant, business consultant, and also we do nursing and staffing, well, medical staffing company as well. Now, if you need any help with anything, I'm going to need for you to give me a call. The information is displayed so that we can get you going. And any problems that should arise that you have, you can actually call me as well because I have affiliates in almost every area that can help you, okay? Cars, attorneys, credit, medical, just all kind of stuff. Business. So we want to make sure that we are giving you the content that you need on this business and real estate level. This is T. Foxy Wyckoff. We're on the Boss Up Houston Network. I have enjoyed being with you all on today. I thank you so much for tuning in. Faith, hope, and determination, where it comes alive. We thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll see you the next time.
Hi, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. You can't talk business without talking real estate. Oh. The Lord will bless your barns, and He will bless your hands and everything you put them to do. The Lord will bless the property in which He's given you. Tune in to Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network.